So this is so great, such a great revelation. So if I read the PCA position on the illegal immigrants to Christians to show compassion to foreigners, to immigrants, and you know, that kind of thing, as God told Israel in the book of Exodus, etc. So there is just so much about it. And also the other thing is that PCA actually posted through the MNA, which they apologized later and they retracted that, on the issue of there's one of the MNA published how to evade, almost like sounds like how to evade any potential ICE or immigration arrest of illegal immigrants. This is written to help illegal immigrants how to evade those. That kind of documents issued by PCA MNA, and that caused an uproar, of course. And later there was an apology issued by director of MNA in Presbyterian Church America at PCA, Erwin Innes, I believe. So that the issue is Romans 13 says we have to obey the civil laws, and then in Exodus in Old Testament we are also told to take care, help foreigners, immigrants, exiles, because Israel were exiles once in Egypt, God said, right? So it's a kind of balance this two. But the question that really boils down to is the foreigners or the exiles or the immigrants of Israel into Egypt, they were not illegal. They were at the invitation of Pharaoh of Egypt. If you read the whole story of the Exodus, how it happened, it started with Joseph. In fact, Israel had no intention of migrating to Egypt, but because of famine and because Joseph, the very prince of Israel, was a prime minister in Egypt. And God used it as his instrument to save Israel and Egypt from destruction, from famine, by his divine providence preserving them. Okay, so that's how God preserved them, through Joseph. And after that, the nation of Israel multiplied into millions, and that's how they got in there. So Israel were never illegal in the first place. They were actually invited by Pharaoh. Pharaoh told Joseph, the prime minister, why don't you bring your families, your whole tribe into Egypt? We got lots of land. We'll give them a piece of land to rear the cattle and have their families separate from Egypt. And that's what happened. So if you take that verse strictly, it is not a strict comparison. You can't apply that for today's illegal immigrants crossing to the southern border. Okay? But of course, there are other verses that back out to show hospitality to strangers, to foreigners, and be kind and all this stuff. But if you put the Romans 13, and not just Romans 13, everything together, you need to have compassionate approach and also obeying the laws. Now some say that it is just obedient to the civil law. The tension between either obeying the civil law, as in Romans 13, and thou shalt be kind to foreigners, that kind of situation. But it's beyond that. I would say, if you break the law of a country, you break the Ten Commandments. That's a Ten Commandments situation. That not the civil law situation, because thou shalt not. Okay, if we look at quickly, Exodus 20. Okay, that is where the commandment happened, the Ten Commandments. Okay, so let's read that. Okay, so well, Exodus 20. Okay, so Sabbath. And honor your parents. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false witness. You shall not covet your neighbor's house, or donkey, etc. So, if you take that, you shall not steal. You come into a nation, a country illegally, you steal. Right? You can look at it that way. You shall not give false testimony. You forget that one. But the last one, that's true. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. Illegally, coveting, stealing. So I think there is a slight premise or way of the commandments that related to breaking the law of entering the country illegally. So I think to conclude, there are a real combination. There are illegal immigrants and people who are strong and healthy taking advantage of it. Some are bad people, gangsters, and selling drugs and whatnot. Just a whole mixture of it. Of course, there's some of them are genuine, sincere, looking for a better life. So I think the solution to this is that U.S. should provide a path for a better life. This is in terms of economics, and also from countries where there's so much violence, people want to escape. So there is asylum, okay, legit path for citizenship and all this. So I think that should be more loosened, make it easier for people to go, but still people abuse it and fraud and all this. So that has to be taken care of, so that we don't go crazy on those things. So I think that's the voice. I would think theologically how we're going to look at this problem of illegal immigrants that swarm our nation, United States, and how the church can position ourselves to face this. I would imagine, I just researched, Grok told me that June 2025, which is like 3 months from now, this General Assembly of PCA will meet. There's some anticipation that a statement and a paper will be presented, and I look forward to hearing that. May God bless America.